let me start with the Ukraine situation. I think part of what we are doing is to press for a cessation of hostilities, which I think everybody would agree would mitigate matters and clearly make the world less unpredictable. We're also addressing the humanitarian situation. In fact, we have, the Ukrainians have been in touch with us especially for the supply of medicines. We have already provided humanitarian relief to Ukraine, to some of the neighbors, and even as we speak, a shipment of medicines is being delivered or will be delivered very soon to Kiev. We have discussed the economic consequences as well. I mean, we are looking at it ourselves, but we've discussed it as partners. I think a big concern we have, and not just we, I think the world has, is of energy security, of rising prices, of increasing premiums, of limited supplies. So today you have to understand it is a legitimate concern of countries to ensure their energy security. But an equally big worry, which is emerging, is of food security. There are concerns across geographies of societies who are importing wheat or sugar or other foodstuff out of the conflict region. So we have discussed today, not just us, but I think the subject also came up in the virtual summit between Prime Minister Modi and President Biden about what could India do to stabilize the global economic situation. And we are quite willing, and in fact we've already started responding to the need for greater food supplies, especially wheat most of all, but to some degree sugar as well. We have, even as we, at this moment, a number of countries are discussing with us the possibility of greater food supplies, including the World Food Programme. So that's the Ukraine part of the global situation. But that's not the only problem that we face. I think the COVID has also left us with a lot of uncertainties and a lot of challenges to be addressed. Again, I think part of it is how do you construct more reliable and resilient supply chains? How do you increase trust and transparency? How do we work together on critical and emerging technologies like 5G? And again, we discussed an Indian initiative called Performance-Linked Initiative, which would incentivize manufacturing in India. And I think it's very much in American interest to support it. We also spoke about how we could work together to help with the global health situation. How do we get a shot in every arm? How do we increase the distribution of vaccines? And the other issue, again, which has added to global uncertainty is Afghanistan. And how do you stabilize the region? How do you, again, provide humanitarian assistance? We are, as you know, in the middle of providing 50,000 tons of wheat. How do you deal with the terrorism concerns that the world has in the Security Council, in FATF, etc.? And I would say, in a way, in terms of mitigating and stabilizing, the Quad itself is a great stabilizer. So that too is part of the contribution we are making towards a better world, and making that contribution in large measure through a partnership with the United States.